Hey everyone, it's TB Shores. It's July the 5th, 2020. I want to bring you a dream that I had right now before I get into any more talking about the calendar and dates and things pertaining to these dates. This dream I had on the 3rd, and I don't know if I would call it like a straight dream about something that happens and has some kind of order to it. It's like I dreamed 3 different things, but they were like one after the other. And the thing that stood out to me the most was a square. There was something written on this little square that kept randomly coming into my view. It was like it was making a point to me or something of the sort. But let me just explain the 3 things that I saw, and then we'll talk about that. Okay, the first thing that I saw when I was dreaming was I simply saw lightning hit the ground. The scripture that comes to my mind concerning that is found in Luke 10:18, where it's right here in front of you. It says, "And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven." Also in Isaiah 14, it gives reference to Lucifer being cut down to the ground. I don't remember exactly how it's worded, but it's something to that sort. And then again in Revelation 12, we see the dragon being cast down. Particularly Luke 10:18, because this specifically says, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. So I'm not sure that is what that's depicting, but that is what came to my mind, and it's the only thing that I've been able to understand from it. If anyone else has any understanding, please let me know. And number 2, the thing that I saw was I ran across an entire body of water. It was like a lake or a pond. But I ran across it, and I was excited. I was like running at a real fast pace across this water. I don't know how to swim. I remember thinking in the dream something about not being able to swim, and I was amazed that I got all the way across running on the top of the water. So what that brings to mind is supernatural ability. Okay, and then the third thing that I dreamt, I should say, I'm sorry. I dreamt that I was wearing a red mask, like, these masks that everyone's supposed to be wearing now, these medical masks, but it was red, and I was talking to a man whose his first name means warlike or warrior, and his second name means dark-skinned. And, we know I believe the dark-skinned part of this is pointing to the rise of the darkness and the war that's coming because of this, what the Lord has been having me point out, this racial divide, this rising of the 2 kingdoms. Spiritually speaking, the racial divide, spiritually speaking, represents the kingdom of light and the kingdom of darkness. But this particular person is speaking about the darkness because they're dark-skinned. It's not a racial thing. It's about the darkness, the kingdom of darkness, and the war that's coming with that. To me, the red mask, red always means to alert you of something. So I'm not real clear on what everything or what all these are pointing to. But the interesting thing was that as I was dreaming these three things, randomly, several times while I was dreaming, this square with Av, A-V, yes, the month of Av, which is a 5th month as well, kept coming into view. It was coming into view like a reminder or pointing something out to me. So it made me wonder if whatever these three things I dreamt about, is this pointing to we're going to see something concerning these three things in the month of Av? I'm not sure. If I get any further understanding on what that represents, I will let you know. But the thing I wanted to speak about mostly concerning this dream was the square that I kept seeing that was had the month of Av written on it. In the last video, I spoke about several things. Now here, this calendar that I'm pulling up is the July 2020 calendar here. I spoke about several things that were falling on July 22nd. Bear with me while I find some notes that I have here. July 22nd is significant in a lot of ways. For one, it is the 1st of Av, and Av was in my dream. Okay, let's keep in mind let's look. Today is the 5th, so it's 1, 2, say roughly 2.5 weeks out. Something I'm going to talk about tomorrow when I do some videos tomorrow is this fast of Tammuz, which begins a 3-week mourning period for the Jewish people. And it takes us through, because that 3 weeks ends on the 9th of Av, which is a tragic day for the Jewish people. It is a day of destruction. They had 2 temples destroyed and some other things through history that happened all on that same day. So this month of July and this month of Av are very significant. And the way the Lord brought me to understand some of these things was building off of the May 22nd date where he told me that the Kingdom Age began. So as we look at July 22nd being the first day of Av, it's also a new moon, which takes us back to understanding something I pointed out in one of the last videos that I did, was the new moon in Amos 8, where it talks about the summer fruit, and the summer fruit represents something that's soon to perish. So I think it's all pointing to some things that are about to take place. The month of Av, obviously, because of my dream, the Lord is drawing our attention to it. I'm just going to see what he has me to bring tomorrow when I try to get back into some of this information I want to share. But I wanted to give you this dream first. If any of you have any ideas, understandings on the 3 things that were in the dream, what they could mean, I would be interested in hearing what they are. Sometimes I get clear understandings on things that I've dreamt, and sometimes it takes time for the fullness of it to be understood. So we help each other in that many times. So if you would share anything that you have, and hopefully I'll get you some videos tomorrow on some of this other information that I feel the Lord has shared with me. I love y'all. Bye-bye.